Thanks, Morgan. Okay, Bryan, we're talking off air, and before we even talk about basketball, all right, and talk about last year and what you guys are doing on the court, I think one of the coolest conversations we had was you have interest outside of basketball, right? Where you're getting your degree in supply chain management. Why?
Well, first, I really have like an entrepreneurship type mindset. So just getting a degree in something that I could apply outside of basketball that interests me, I felt like was a good route to take.
Well, you talked about too living in Boca. It's a different feel in Boca, and you have an opportunity to talk with major business leaders in the area to kind of learn, right?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot of good advice. I've networked a little bit and have made some connections that I feel like I could use to propel my career outside of basketball.
Now, you sold me. I'll be your first investor when you're ready, okay?
All right, sounds good.
So we do have to go in the Wayback Machine a little bit.
Yeah.
You make that Final Four run, most wins in school history. When you got into the NCAA tournament specifically, was there a game or a moment that was a little bit of that pinch me and saying, wow, we made it?
I would say when we first got there, just experiencing everything, just the environment, the atmosphere. Obviously, it was a first for me, first for the program, so I feel like every moment was kind of a pinch me. Every win that we got, every round that we advanced was like almost surreal. You know, you're just allowing your body to take over and your mind is kind of not caught up to it yet.
That's a great way of putting it, and I think one of the reasons why you guys are so successful is everybody talks about your unselfishness, you as a player, your teammates. I went to practice 3 weeks ago, and your practice was so good, it looked fake. It didn't look real because of how much you guys were competing.
Yeah.
And you're in the American Conference. It's a new conference, new league, new fan bases that you'll be playing against. You've got to explain to us, is that connectivity of that brotherhood, is it real or is it fake? I mean, what?
No, it's real. It's real. We've just obviously started this thing from the ground up and have built that brotherhood. It's not something that it just connects, when we first get there. Obviously, we had to go through a lot of trials, a lot of losses, a lot of tough days together to really build that brotherhood, but it's real, yeah.
I've seen it. I mean, practice ends, you guys just don't leave practice, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're always just cracking jokes, hanging out. We love to be around each other.
So give us a perspective. How much have you guys talked about coming into the American Conference, but then at the same time, you can't dwell on last year, right?
Yeah.
You can appreciate it, but you guys talk about run it back. But one of the phrases that Coach May uses to me to talk about this season is shared sacrifice. Has he talked about that with you guys? Because you guys go 13, 14 deep.
Yeah, definitely. Just that aspect of sharing and, wanting to just have our ultimate goal be winning. Some guys got to take more of a backseat role, and they just have to accept that. And I feel like that's what made us successful. And like you said, coming into the American, we've talked about it for sure. We know that there's new competitors. It's going to be obviously very challenging, but we just take a day-by-day approach and try to attack each day as best as we can.
Okay, just to kind of geek out from a basketball standpoint, we'll talk offense because nobody wants to talk about defense right now. We'll talk offense. When I watch you guys in the half court specifically, every time someone catches a pass, especially if it comes from you or you're receiving it, there seems to be an immediate known decision that's made, right? I'm putting it on the deck, shot, or pass. How did you guys build into that camaraderie from an X's and O standpoint on the offensive end?
I think just Coach May definitely talks about this a lot, but just the power of a quick swing and not holding the ball too long. And I think that comes with also, too, wanting to just get the best shot. I mean, before we catch the ball, a lot of times we're reading closeouts before our guy even gets there, so we know, okay, put it on the deck if he's too close, or maybe take the shot if he's too far back, or just a quick swing to get a better shot.
Well, we appreciate it, Bryan. Thanks for your time, man, and looking forward to watching the Owls play. And there's power in the swing. I love that. So we're going to swing it back to the main desk and you, Morgan.
My God, what kind of transition is that? The swing of it. Look, Coach Dusty May, Final Four coach. Welcome to the American Athletic Conference. How did you choose what player you brought today? Because you have a bevy of personalities and players that kind of fill many different roles.
Well, we first with BJ bringing Bryan, he's an unsung hero where he sacrifices a lot. He was a double-digit scorer for us early in his career, and he's transitioned into a pass-first guard, I think one of the best, most impactful defenders in the league. And so there's a small handful of guys on our team that don't get a lot of love through the media, and we wanted to try to reward those guys, and he was the one that jumped out. And our guys also spent a lot of time in the gym working on their game, so we didn't want to interrupt their rhythm, taking 2 days off as well.
How difficult do you think you are to prepare for, given the balance you have, the amount of bodies you could throw out, and the variety within the different bodies you could throw out there?
Well, in one regard, we have 8 perimeter players, and they're all very capable of being our leading scorer on any given night. But I think what makes us extremely difficult to prepare for are our two-headed monster at the 5 with Golden and Rosado, where it's almost as if we're playing 2 completely different offensive systems when they're in. So if I was preparing for us, you almost have to prepare for 2 different styles of play, two separate identities, and even defensively, we change up based on who we have in the game at that time. So very, very unique blend of talented players.
So you wouldn't like to have to prepare for yourself?
I would not like to have to prepare for these guys.
Coach May, welcome to the American. We're thrilled to have you and really looking forward to seeing what you all do here this season.
Thanks, Morgan. It's great to be here.
And when you make your first Final Four, you get a special all-access on ESPNU early November. FAU, run it back. We're getting our first look at a special trailer right here.
We in paradise.
Just super blessed.
When somebody call you weak, it's not to pull you down. It's to see if you gonna fight back. Because when we in this war, ain't nothing gonna be easy, dog.
If you're not prepared when the curtains pull back, then you get exposed.
We hate losing.
You know, the love you get from winning, you don't want to stop.
When we transition to not fouling, we're gonna be hard to play against fellas.
I don't think blood will make us any closer.
Real good
All
pick.
in my court, high step was a
Third
layup.
by 3, repeat on 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
All right, the first look at the Run It Back trailer coming November 5th, 11 a.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Really looking forward to checking that out. And now we're joined by the head coach of the FAU women, Jennifer Sullivan, now in her 3rd season. They went 12-18 overall, coming from Conference USA, of course, 5-15 in the conference, and picked 14th here in the American. Coach, here in year 3, year 1 in the American, what are you excited for here being a part of this new conference?
Well, thank you all for having us. Everything about this day has been great. We're excited to be in this league for a lot of different reasons. I think you always want to be challenged and pushed, and to be in a league that are great coaches, great student athletes, an opportunity to kind of guarantee a chance to get into postseason play, I think is exciting. So we're just excited about this opportunity.
You got your starting 5 back. Your wins have increased, you know, with you being at the head there. So what can we expect to see from this team this year, especially transferring from a conference, a tough one like Conference USA now, into the American?
Absolutely. I think, like you mentioned, having so many returning starters come back is exciting. You get a chance in practice to say, returners step out there and run a play, run a drill, and everyone knows what you're talking about, which is exciting. So a lot of experience. We added 6 new players. They're going to bring a lot of experience as well from postseason play or a freshman. So just a great group. We're excited about the group that we have coming in to go with the 8 returns we have coming back.
Anaya Hubbard leads the conference, or leads your team in steals. How much of a nightmare is she on defense?
Offense and defense. She's a phenomenal kid. I've never coached a kid as competitive and loves basketball as much as Anaya. She'll make an impact right away in the American. I think she's built for the American. Her build obviously led our team in steals, the league in steals. Got picked up 2nd team all conference preseason. So we're excited about having her and what she'll bring to our team.
Commissioner Mike Oresco was talking about the American Conference, and he kept saying upward mobility, almost as an identifying piece of the American Conference. Is it the perfect time for you to be coming in, feeling like you're working your way up, and now's an opportunity with a new conference that feels wide open, kind of building off the success the men had last year with a Final Four run, excitement within the community? Does it just feel right to take that step?
That is great, well said. Absolutely. I think all the momentum for our university, all sports, us included, what the men did last year and then going into this upcoming year, it's helped us a lot in recruiting. I think it's been a big platform. The exposure that's coming our way, we've really embraced it and enjoyed it. Yeah.
Boca helped too?
That doesn't. Paradise helps a little bit. It does. It does.
I went to Penn State for crying out loud.
Really?
Yeah, it's
brutal.
You know, I know. Transferred to UCLA. I got.
There you go. You got smart.
You're wise
smart.
there.
Exactly.
Coach, I love your team motto, trust the work. Take us, what's the inside meaning of your motto and where that came from?
Well, a lot of reflection at the end of last year. We thought we left games out there. We thought we could have finished differently. And so we really just like to encapsulate focusing on what we can control. So preseason rankings come out today. We can't focus on that. We can't lose sight of what we're doing. All we can do is trust the work. Are we putting in the work, the things we need to do to be successful? We believe in our game plan. If we execute it, then we'll be successful. So that's what we say every day. Each individual trust your work, and our team can buy into that.
Coach, teams and coaches talk a lot about what you just said. We left some games out there. It's a possession. It's not closing out. It's not boxing out. Are there instances or a area in your program that you want to work on to say that's going to get us a win if we can shoot free throws better?
Yeah, no, I think assists is an area we want to focus on, moving the ball, increasing in that category, and also our three-point shooting. I think we've really addressed that area in the offseason from our returners and then the players we have coming in that are going to help us statistically open up the floor a little bit more. I thought we finished the season pretty well rebounding-wise, continue to do the things that we can do well, get the turnovers down, continue to play fast and physical on defense and be disruptive.
I almost find that throughout the course of the season, you can look at statistics, and statistics tell you a little bit of the story, but beyond statistics are moments. And moments require feel. How do your players develop the feel to recognize certain moments in the game, moments to be aggressive, maybe the moments to take a transition three, and other moments where they shouldn't? So how do you teach that to create good flow and good confidence on the floor?
We just try to play a lot in practice. I mean, we do drills, we have segments of that, but I really think playing, getting up and down, getting the feel for each other, getting that chemistry, that buy-in, and you're prepared for those moments. It's not something that happens on the fly. It's something you kind of prepare for in advance.
Yeah, it's like simulation more so than structure.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Coach, tell us, too, about the vocal leadership of your team. It's kind of been a theme today, and we hear it more and more each year that it's harder to get players to talk. Do you have that same issue, or who would you say is your vocal leader?
Well, we emphasize it every year because I agree. We'll have high school teams come in and they're shocked by how much they hear us talk, and I'm always like, we're not talking enough. Yeah, I mean, we focus on it a lot. This year we don't just give captains away. We don't give that leadership role. Everyone has to earn it. It doesn't matter your classification. Everybody has to earn it. So talking, touching, being vocal in timeouts. We have timeouts because we break our practice up into quarters. All of that is proven and developed over time. So as a coach, it's October. I'm never satisfied with that. I think we can talk way more. But I do think we're trending in the right direction at this point.
Is it talk or is it communication? Because you talk about the touch, right? The point, it's all communication. Are there some that talk better than they are communicators? Do you have to reel that in from time to time where it's like, let's talk, communicate more?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's kind of a two-part deal. The first part for us is get to talk, say something.
Yeah, say something.
Then the next step is to actually listen to what someone said and to apply. So it's kind of, if we get the talking down first, the listen part, But it's two pieces, and so getting a freshman who doesn't know what, having the confidence to say something, and then we'll kind of clean up what they're saying and everyone's listening. Yeah.
Coach, excited to have you here as a part of the American. Welcome to the conference and best of luck here in your first season.
Thank you very much. Thank you.